Hello and welcome one and all, and it is AQ3D walkthrough time, and we are at Ashfall Part 2. Now all of the locations I go to you can just quick travel to, and the first one it joins us along to is the slabs, so you can just load that up in your menu, click travel, and then you can join along. First quest, very straightforward, you just have to talk to Wulf, which is what I'm calling him. I can't remember if it was Wulf or Wulf, but it was one or the other. So for the next quest here, you just have to go around to all of the portals. They are just on, literally just follow the path all the way around and you'll get to all of them. There'll just be little circles for you to walk in front of there, and then you can head back and turn the first quest in. Now we have got one hell of a lot of quests and 4 different areas to go to, so they really have gone out to town, had a big old party with this here release. So for the next quest, just need to come along and defeat the Crimson Conjurers. If I do say any of their names wrong, as always, I'm sure you'll pick it up for me in the description, not the description, the comments, as you know what I'm talking about. But there you are, there is 1 out of 6. Once you do obviously 6, you can head back, turn the quest in as I'm doing now, and you next have to find the tome. Now for this quest, it is the first mini complicated one, shall we say. So just come down to the lowest bit of this little area and there's a little book. You click on that and you may have to click on it a second time for it to load up to say go there. It joins you along to where Cord is, where you'll get waves of enemies that come in. They are just Dravirs, so I wouldn't worry too much about them until of course the commander comes in, but as I said before, you've got Cord with you, so as long as you're not underleveled, this will not be a problem at all. Once the commander comes in, the quest just auto turn at the end, go into the sort of yellow thing which is beaming us up, and you can head back and turn in the next quest, which leads us on to defeating some of the hounds. Just defeat these. They don't drop every single time, but the majority of times you can expect to get the drop for them there. You'll get yet another cutscene, and it will give us the opportunity to turn in the next quest. Once we have of course turned it in, you'll see there is a lovely 2000 XP, and if you haven't already realised, the level cap has been raised. So now we are on to our first little boss fights, as we're going to call them, and you just have to go back to all 3 of the portals where there will be a boss waiting for you. I speed it up for you here just so we can sort of see what I'm doing, just in case you're lost at some point and you didn't know what you were doing. But it is very straightforward, in particular these quests, and there is nothing too challenging as of the moment, but that will change shortly. I'm lying, there's nothing too challenging at all, don't panic. So anyway, we can now move on to the second area, which is the Brimestone Ruins, and again you can just fast travel there in your menu, which is why I didn't show how you get there, because well, we just fast travel on fast travels. Who wouldn't fast travel? So for the first quest, you just talk to her and you can turn it in. Now you have to go along to the human cages. I know this goes very quickly, but there's just 4 cages around. You can see roughly where they are in the 4 corners of the map. They're real easy to spot. You won't miss them at all. Once you've done that, we go along and defeat the Dravir soldiers. Now these ones are the green ones. Only the green ones will drop because they are the soldier ones. So as long as it's a soldier you're defeating, you will not have a problem with this quest. I believe it is 7 of them you have to defeat, and they should drop pretty much every time for you there. So then next up, we have another quest to do, of course, and this time you just literally come on top of this little rock here. It's just in front where the boss spawns, and that will turn you in the quest, and then you can head back, hit it up, and next but not least, we have to get some keys from the soldiers again. This is probably the most annoyingest quest so far. It does not drop every time, and you may be here for quite a while. I certainly was trying to do that one for a little while. But anyway, next up we come along for the fast food little quest, as we're calling it, which is actually what it is called. You just have to come along, I demo it here, is you just go in front, you press the cage, and then waves of enemies will spawn in, and once eventually the time limit is up, or however long it is, if you defeat a certain amount, I don't know what turns it in, but at some point it will pop up. You just go along to all 4 of them, and that will get you the 4 quest items you need. Then we can come along and defeat our second boss, which is one of the easiest dragons I have ever faced in my life on AQ 3D, and I've only faced about 2. So that is saying something, I reckon. It's a level 17 dragon, so I was expecting it to be a bit harder than that, but it was not too tricky at all. So sadly, we do lose a dragon slayer here. Spoiler alert. So we put a tomb down in memory, so just click on the yellow circle on the floor, and then we have to report back to Galanoth in the Dragon Slayer tent, where he will tell us to basically carry on and go to yet another area. Oh crumbs, I tell you what, there's so many areas to go through today, it is unbelievable. So I believe I'll show you, just in case you're not sure how you fast travel here. So you just click on Ashfall, and then we will go along and click on the Magma Mines. This quest line here is very straightforward. yet it is still quite annoying. So first of all, for the first quest here, you come along and defeat some of the pebblers. Now these pebblers do not drop every time, and this quest did take me a good 5 minutes or so because they don't spawn terribly quickly either. But once you've done that, you come along and defeat some of the sentinels. Again, they do not drop every time, but you will not have too much of a problem with these guys. They are certainly tougher than the pebblers though. So next up, we have to come along to a machine. So you just follow the path down, you'll come to this big machine. You have to click on the cogs here, and then the pipe on the far left side. Then you come round to the other side of the machine where there's some more bits you have to click on. So you just climb up on the top of these boxes, what I did, and there's this little circle there, and this little handle, which I failed on clicking on so many times, so just walk down underneath it and you'll get it. And the last one, it's back on the same side there, and it's that little silver thing you just have to click on. Then you can head back, turn in for 4,000 XP, and then we just defeat yet another boss, which is still Fang here, and he's just to the right hand side of the machine that we just fixed, and he will give us 5,000 XP for completing that quest, which is jolly brilliant. So you just have to click right above you now, just click on quest turning, you don't have to head back at all, and then we walk up to get our treasure, which is called Get Rich Quick, which would have been very nice if we had have got rich quick from it, which we certainly do not. We get a cutscene and a bit of armour though, and yet another area to go to. So now we're going to Tower Pass, and we are seeing Reese. So here's our next NPC for the day, and first of all, we have to defeat some enemies. So you want to defeat the flying Drakimps, I believe they call them. Yep, Drakimps, I am correct. And then the long lava worms, which are just inside of the cave, literally the next monster along from the Drakimps. Then you can head back, turn the quest in, and now we have a lot of walking to do. So there are these little structures here around the map. I believe there are 8 of them. I speed the video up for you. If you do get lost at any point, I do apologise, but it's pretty straightforward. Just follow the path round and you should see them. The next one, I know I get lost here, totally ignore that, is you just have to walk up the path around the mountain. There's one there, then you get on top of the mountain, and there are 3 for you to click on. There's a huge one, we do not worry about that for the minute because it won't let us do anything. There's one there, one next to the boss, and one again opposite from it next to it. Then you head back to where you defeated the first lot of lava worms. There's one right next to them, and there's this little drop down you can go to outside. This one was a bit tricky to find, but the arrow will point you in the right direction. I had to jump off of the edge on top of where the boss was to get down to it. I just literally just jumped straight off. You can see it sort of to the top right of your NPC hiding along there. That's why you may not be able to find it. So then we can come along and finally defeat the giant worm. So this giant worm is a pain in the bum, and sadly I had to solo him, which did not make me very happy at all, as it used up quite a few of my health potions, but that doesn't matter. Yet another quest you have to turn in yourself for 5,000 XP though, so worth the wait. And click on the last shrine, which I told you not to worry about earlier, and then you can head back to our lovely Reese, where you can turn in the quest. Now here's another one for us. So you just have to head back through the tunnel, and where I originally got lost, there's a little pathway up to the left, which I will show you just here, and you just walk up here, and there'll be this lovely little golden thing for us to walk in. It'll give you a little cutscene, and then we can head back and turn that one in. Now last but not least, we can head back to Galanoth in the Dragon Slayer tent yet again, and once you get there, you have completed the final quest for Ashfall Part 2. So guys, if you stuck through this long, thank you very much for watching, and as always, leave a like and subscribe. I'll be back for AQ3D, and of course, the lovely AQ Worlds walkthrough on the weekend. So make sure you have a lovely day, doing what you're doing, and make sure to get the new Dragon Slayer gear, because some of it actually, I believe, may be pretty cool. Have a lovely day.